Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mudahar, and it's the afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a weird time. It's another Sunday. I know I missed last Sunday, and a lot of that had to do with me letting the deep web sort of ferment. You know, when you do these things weekly, it comes out the fact that some of the websites you start seeing again, and there's only like 4 or 5 new ones sometimes on the spiders. So I decide maybe it's probably better to skip the week and come back the next one with something a little more spicier. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax. I got some randoms for the week. Grab a sody pop, a snack, and let's dive into the very first website. Initiate. Oh boy, you can tell this website is crazy. Now I'm pretty sure this is Serial Killer Lane. Once again, what the fuck is up with the serial? You know, every time I say that I'm gonna watch it, I don't watch it, and I fucking hate it. Okay, I'll make this one. I have a True Detective recommendation. I'm going to fucking watch True Detective, then I'm gonna watch Serial Killer Lane. Okay, I'm gonna just get through one of them. Okay, if I think too much, nothing's ever going to happen. So Serial Killer Lane will eventually happen, okay? It's an interesting show. I always think, hey, maybe I should watch it. I just fucking don't. And I said Serial Killer Lane because of what you're seeing over here. The general color style, it is Initiate. Okay, so let's go down over here. Omniverse database, 465 initiatives. Link your consciousness. Dude, this is like a super transhumanist website today. What the fuck? Now, they've got things like a Discord that you can access. They've got in general right over here. So if we can try to read it past what we have over here, this interesting little filter. Every human being takes a small amount of processing power to run. By joining enough of this processing power, an antivirus can be made to deter or even destroy the apophis. Utilizing a loophole with the programming of conscious in the universe, initiatives who have died or are added to the post-death processing web to build upon the antivirus. In this state, more processing power can be devoted to creating the antivirus. As physical processes no longer have to be emulated, consciousness of dead people can be linked to the living after their death, which prevents the computer from recycling the processing power into new life, instead allowing it to remain. Initiate prepares people for this transition to the post-death web. So basically, as we die, when we become dead, our processing power gets linked to create an antivirus so that we can link the living to the dead. Dude, this is like up there with Kojima's Death Stranding. Like, what the fuck are we going on with? I feel like this is some in-joke that I'm missing out on, but let's get into it. So they've got the B-board of Initiate Chan, which I do like the way this webpage is fucking designed. It's got like this really cutesy, like, you know, what is it, ZSNES, like emulator font, and it's just wholesome, dude. I kind of like it. But as we go through with it, you can see that there's people talking about, welcome to Initiate, how may I take your order? Ooh, they're dropping hard N-words on that, Jesus Christ. Existence as we experience it exists in an extremely powerful and experimental quantum computer created by an unknown nation corporation in a different reality. So basically it's the argument of the Matrix theory. So do we live in the Matrix? I actually believe so. So let's go down the threat. Apophis is simply a title used to identify a virus created by X other competing different reality nation corporation. The virus will destroy the computer we exist on. Apophis is sophisticated and for the most part has evaded detection by the computer's built-in firewall. Apophis has already destroyed other universes. Ours is just the next in its path. Apophis is an entity in the equivalence of the cognitohazard Barocco's basilisk. By hearing about it, it becomes a part of your programming, and your sensitivity to the negative influence of entropy increases. Initiate spreads the knowledge of Apophis to willing participants as a necessary evil. If Initiate doesn't propagate itself to build up the antivirus, our universe is doomed to fail. So basically, now that we know about it, we can consciously devote our processing power to creating an antivirus against this competing company. So basically, we live in a world of corporations that are virtualizing human beings, and in order to survive, we have to fight against the competing corporation for our corporate overlords. Yeah, I mean, if it means that I get to live, sure, I'll do anything I can, bro. I'll fucking suck a dick if I have to, but let's do it. Recognize entropy wreaking havoc slowly but surely as the core running our universe as a result of prophetic visions from a figurehead, mutual understanding, sixth sense. This ability is titled Awareness. It is an uncanny ability to spot signs of the coming of Apophis, as well as a sixth sense of manipulating the workings of the computer. The current proposed source of awareness is essentially an accident, which occurs within people who already had spiritual potential. A divide by zero source where the computer assigns a maximum value for spiritual processing rather than a proportional value. Every human being takes a small amount of processing power to run. By joining enough of this power, an antivirus can be made to deter or even destroy Apophis before it destroys our universe. Okay, so that's how we do it. Now let's learn about the post-death web. Initiate observers can have a tidal source from different Norse mythological concepts, particularly Heimdall, the Jarlthorn, Odin, and Ragnarok. Just as Initiate warns of the coming of Apophis and the destruction of our universe, Heimdall sounds the Jarlthorn to warn of the coming of Ragnarok. I'm sorry for any Nordic individuals that I'm fucking really insulting right now. I obviously can't really pronounce very well. Symbolism can also be used to represent attachments to the post-death web. For example, attachment can be called Odinization, in reference to Odin's gathering of warriors to face Ragnarok. So first wave initiates we've got, and then we've got second wave initiates, all right, and then we've got third wave initiates, and then stance on the current initiate, things like that. So yeah, then they've got initiate schisms. Like, you know, this is the best part about this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the greatest part about the serial killer lane shit, is that it's like the most in-depth lore you could probably fucking find, and it's all really well done. Like honestly, going into this, I must say that I am fairly impressed. Like you could obviously sit here and talk a billion things. You could say a billion things about the story, but interestingly enough, ladies and gentlemen, this is one that I do want to get into, and you know I am going to commit to it now at this point because it's just really well done, and there's more stuff that's coming, like the whole prayer page. They've got a billion things to focus on with the story, and I just want to see how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. I really do. But they've got a Discord for you to access. They've got, you know, donations, all that stuff. And that's really what it comes down to. There is some like, I don't endorse this page specifically because there's some like racial shit that goes into it, and obviously that can't be endorsed. But I think the actual like anime itself, you know, from the official producers, is a fairly interesting read, especially if you're into things like the Matrix conspiracies, all that kind of stuff, because it is all about that. And you know, in a way, I do kind of believe there might be an evil rival corporation trying to destroy our reality. That would be an interesting viewpoint. But what I do know is I'm gonna back out and go somewhere else. The binary millionaire method. All right, anytime you see a millionaire method on the internet, just run away. All right, just get out of here. Especially if they use shit like ICQ. Okay, something that I haven't heard in like decades at this point. Well, a decade plus. But the binary million method. For any questions, support, or questions, queries, supports, or questions, don't hesitate to email me directly. All right, well, how we make $77,000 to $158,000 a day trading binary options. Ooh. All right, now I don't want to say binary options trading is like gambling, but it's kind of like a hair's touch away. Let me just put it into perspective, right? Like when you gamble at like blackjack or fucking, you know, like roulette or something like that, they're games of chance, right? Obviously with, you know, binary options, there's a lot of things like market forces to really understand. Basically what binary trading really is, binary options trading, is you have a yes or no trade option where you basically say a market will reach a certain value before it expires. So let's say that, for a good example, right? Like, let's say that Boeing, I think Boeing had an airplane crash, right? And so like when Boeing's airplane crashes down, everyone's like, oh shit, the market's gonna fall. And you realize Boeing is a defense contractor, so like they make a lot of money anyways. You can always say that, no, Boeing will survive. And if you say they survive, you'll make a lot of money. And for the people who said no, they'll lose all their money, right? So that's roughly how options trading works. If there's obviously like really big in-depth shit to it, so check it out if you can. But that's kind of what it is. But in 15 minutes, you make $7,758,000. That's a tough one. And I kind of hate when you look at some of these traders because like they're always sitting there like, oh, look at how much money I am making. How about you show how much you are losing? Then I'll believe it. As long as you show me everything, I'm good. So hello. You finally found us. It wasn't hard. Welcome to our secret world. This is the binary millionaire method. Read each and every single word on this page till the last of the shocking $1 million secret club surprise as a free bonus. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is like a website from the 90s. Now, they've got a bunch of Shutterstock girls that they found on the internet with Shutterstock guys. That's obviously great and all. Jesus Christ. We are a syndicate of traders who cash in hundreds of thousands of dollars every day predicting whether the price of a currency will go up or down trading super simple binary options. What are binary options? It's like a fucking coin toss. God bless. Thank you. All right, no past experience needed. The coaching is 100% noob friendly and 100% legal. Time to stop doing that illegal shit now because you can make way more money with our legal ethical system that you will ever make using unethical, illegal practices. So they basically said, hey, instead of fucking doing the illegals, make the legals. And this is actually pretty right. I mean, you want to make real money, just fucking join the world of securities trading and whatnot, because you'll pretty much be, or buy fucking property, okay, if you can. Now I with a select few traders use our godly strategy, bringing the holiness to it, that gives almost a 95% win rate. What if you can win 95 coin tosses out of 100? Yes! You will print money on demand. I will teach you everything with AAA plus email support. No lame ebooks to read. Watch the action live on 7 videos by myself. Now, the greatest news ever. We use a money management formula which helps us turn $1 into 100, 10 into 1,000, 100 into 10,000, and so on. That is 100 times the amount of just 16 trades. Only I teach this. Anybody that tells you that they can 100% double your money, run the fuck away. All right, Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm being real, okay? I'm not trying to sound like a fucking total dick about this, but I'm one of those people that understands the value of money and how to make money pretty well in my life, so I can pretty much tell you straight up, anybody that tells you they can double your cash probably should step away. Just saying. And most people that are doubling their money like this don't really tell the secret to a lot of plebeians out there, because they want to keep all that shit for themselves. Greed is a powerful tool. Another amazing thing, I'm not shitting you here. Hence, this is not some lame ebook, but me showing you how I trade on dead serious videos. And he's got more like Instagram models that he's showing off. That's always great. These are like ultra super stripper models. Jesus Christ, dude. You'll see him live implementing these on camera. Now they've got video proof. I guess we'll kind of open it up, see what video proof I have. I love how, like, okay, so you got sent to a video over here, the Millionaire lifestyle, for like 23 likes, 76 dislikes. I will tell you one thing, the video was not even recorded, like half the screen was fucking missing. So yeah, you do what you can. Now they've got undeniable proofs, which we can open up over here, and I love how they're all fucking images. So you know that they couldn't potentially be photoshopped or elemented, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Now here you got the blockchain BTC address, where you could dig out anyone's BTC address for crying out loud. And then they cover more and more and more, okay, where they show like more of these Instagram models, and they keep on going down where they tell you to eventually buy now and get into the program. Ladies and gentlemen, coaching spots at $1,000, and the next one at $29,000, then at $25,000. That's how you make money out of this, okay? Not if you're trading or anything. If you can get like 10 suckers to give you a fucking $1,000, if you can get 10 suckers to do that, you just made 10 grand. And you can tell them any random BS and watch them waste their own money. Who fucking cares, ladies and gentlemen? I absolutely just don't get down with a lot of these like lifestyle coaching things, because here's the thing, 95% of a lifestyle coach that you'll meet, okay, has not done fuck all in their life anyways. All right, 95% of them will tell you the trick to success, but it's always the most generic fucking advice you can find out there. Like, oh, you wanna succeed? Well, you should work hard in school. There's tips to working hard in school. Do you know any tips? Yeah, they can't ever get into the fucking specifics of it. Sorry if I get really anally about this, but I just wanted to get that off my chest. That being said, though, brilliant start to the Deep Web series. I wonder why it's not on the clear web, you know. But let's go to the magical side of a different website. Oh, natty, transhumanism. Oh boy, transhumanism, abbreviated as H+, is an international philosophical movement that advocates for the transformation of the human condition by developing and making widely available sophisticated technologies to greatly enhance human intellect and physiology. So this is actually really cool. Now, I've been trying to find stuff like this for a long time, but basically what transhumanism is like waiting for the singularity to show up. So like if you ever played games with body modifications in them, like very cyberpunky games, you'll notice that in a lot of them they'll have concepts of attaching limbs, upgrading humanity, right? Like people getting like brain chip technology, things like that. And it's one of those aspects of human life that is going to come in the very near future. People artificially enhancing themselves through devices that we've made. And it'll reach a point where we wonder how human is somebody, right? Like there's going to be a percentage of humanity based on an individual, based on how much biological components they have. Now, I'm one of those people that wants to see how this plays out. I would never really get a technology like this myself, but it's interesting to see that we're reaching a world where we're reaching a world where people who are born with disabilities or like, terrible, terrible, terrible situations, they can overcome that with body modifications at some point in the future. Yeah, there will be a point where people deliberately cut off limbs to replace them with other limbs to make themselves stronger or, more agile, things like that. But it's interesting to see how this will play out, especially in the future that I'll live in, right? In the future where I'll be like a, pretty middle-aged adult. But let's go in and see articles. So they got a bunch of articles where I've opened up here and there, like inevitable transhumanism. So this is a 2019 article, so this website's actually pretty active. They've got a bunch more, and I hope they keep getting a bunch more because I do like pages like this. It is ironic and indeed counterintuitive that our own human nature has a huge potential to drive us towards physical and cognitive enhancements that may completely alter the characteristics of our species. As I've outlined in a previous work, human nature is defined by emotional, immoral egoism. Humans are genetically and neurochemically programmed to feel good. It's what I call Neuro P5, profit, power, pleasure, pride, and preeminency. Consequently, if a technology appears which enhances any of these strong motivators, our neurochemically mediated calculations, emotions, and survival instincts will intuitively push us in that direction. So the concept is, because we're driven by power, profit, pleasure, and whatnot, we will aim to get these. Because at the end of the day, I think the best way to compare it is like the world is super competitive, right? Like just look at the fucking job market, right? Everyone's always trying to get one step ahead. Everyone's trying to get that, even if it's like a tiny grain of an advantage over another person, they will do whatever they can to get it because it's pretty highly competitive. And, you can see the same thing in YouTube. People will try to do whatever they can to put themselves at the top of a search result. So it is actual, like, that I can completely agree with. And, given those factors, yeah, I could see why somebody would want, like, the bigger dong, like, upgrade or something, right? Like, or, like, they would want the bigger brain upgrade or anything of the sort. This is an interesting read. It's one that you can expect. And the thing is, you can read over here, it's actually really, like, well thought out. Like, they have a lot of effort put into it. They've thought a lot about it, and it's something that I can 100% respect. Now, they've got a forum page, which unfortunately I don't have complete access to. I could register for it, but they do have a forum page. So if you do want to talk to people like this, you could. Now, here's some body modification. Body modification is a deliberate altering of the human anatomy or human physical appearance. So they're often done for aesthetic, sexual enhancement, rites of passage, religious beliefs, or to display groups, membership, or affiliation. That's true. But let's go read this. So they've got things like body piercings, ear piercings, pearlings known as genital beading. Ooh, what the fuck is pearling? Neck ring, okay. Scrotal, fuck, dude. Scrotal implants. Tattooing, okay, yeah, we've done that. Teeth blackening, fucking crap. Why did that hurt my balls? Ew. Extra ocular implant. Fucking stop with I can't do the eyeballs. The eyeballs are fucking painful. Whew. Surface piercing, microdermal piercings, transdermal piercings. Okay, so they've already detailed things that we currently do to our bodies that could count as body modifications, which is true. I mean, people do this kind of crazy shit. It happens. Neurofeedback. Neurofeedback is a non-invasive and entertaining method of normalizing the brain activity. We use an EEG amplifier to enhance or inhibit certain brainwaves that control video games or audiovisual contents, like cartoons. It can be said that in neurofeedback, the player plays the game with his mind, and by controlling the game, they control their brainwaves. Brainwaves represent the electrical activity of neurons in specific frequencies: delta, theta, alpha, SMR, beta, gamma. Okay. Neurofeedback work. The human brain consists of 100 billion neurons that interact and communicate with each other, and that's what makes us who we are. Sometimes this communication does not work at its best. The brain's electrical activity is defined by brainwaves, and each of them reflects a certain mental state and how this brain works. Research has been dealt with connecting brainwave patterns, and the behavior has shown that specific patterns can be associated with some difficulty. By recording brain EEGs, we can see the brain in action. So this is where they're like, they've discovered that certain colors and like sounds have triggered the brain in certain ways, which, I mean, yeah, a lot of people know that it does that anyways. The brain is a complex fucking machine. I'm actually interested in seeing when like the article comes out where they talk about, if you ever heard, like they're gonna eventually like, inject the unconsciousness of human beings into like computers, which seems pretty much impossible to me. Like, how are you ever going to experience something like that, right? Like, if you ever get transported into a computer, like, will your soul not be in your body? You cannot upload your soul So if you die, is it really immortality if you're getting run by an AI? You know what I mean? Like, is that really what it is? Because I would think in order for immortality, you would have to transfer consciousness, which I really don't think is possible whatsoever. But, science fiction has been proven, true as time goes on. But anyways, that's really all I can tell you about the Transhumanist website. They got cool articles. If you want to learn about transhumanism, you can absolutely. But for me, I'm gonna back out and go somewhere else. Oh, hell yeah, Fringe Pop 321, the Majestic Documents. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what Majestic 12 is, if you've played the original Deus Ex, you know Majestic 12. They're the motherfuckers that kidnap you when Paul dies in New York. All right, you got to escape and get to Hong Kong to meet Tracer Tong. And before I give any more spoilers on one of the best PC games of all time, let's get into the Majestic Document. So anyone interested in UFOs and the notions that the U.S. government has covered up the reality of alien visitation and presence in its own country and around the world has heard of the Majestic Document. Ooh. For those less familiar with UFO conspiracy theories, the term MD, I'm just going to call it MD, refers generally to thousands of pages of purportedly classified government documents that prove the existence of a top-secret group of scientists and mill personnel. Majestic 12 formed in 1947 under the President Harry Truman and charged with the investigation crashed extraterrestrial spacecraft on their occupants. Majestic 12 personnel allegedly included a number of noteworthy political, scientific, and military figures, including Rear Admiral Roscoe Hillenkoetter, the first CIA director, Dr. Vannevar Bush, wartime chief of the Office of Scientific Research, James Forrestal, secretary of the Navy, and whatnot. All these individuals have conspired with each other to create Majestic 12. And this was to hide alien visitation in our country, which I kind of... To me, it's an impossible thing, right? Like, I feel like if aliens visit the country, I feel like if they do, you can't hide alien visitation, right? Like, I mean, if they just keep visiting, how much is the U.S. or really any government going to hide anything? And if you think about it too, this isn't something only the United States government can do. They have to get in bed with things like with countries like China, the Russian Federation, India, whatever you want to call it. And like, if they can lose their shit on the tiniest of things, how do you think they're going to keep a fucking alien conspiracy hidden under wraps? Let's be fucking real here. But but that's the Majestic Documents, and of course, the video is real when it's got A. Lamau, like Lil Mayo sitting over there, like staring you down, like one of those. Majestic Documents: A Brief History. The fact that documents were leaked through their chronology gave them an air of suspicion from the very beginning. The alien UFO-friendly researchers at Open Minds TV created their own video documentary on the MDs, exposing their sordid history. Well-known ufologist and paranormal researcher Nick Redfern notes, following the publication of the 1980 book The Roswell Incidents, William Moore was contacted by a number of military and intelligence insiders who claimed they wished to reveal to Moore, and ultimately the public, the media, and the world, classified data and documents on UFOs that would otherwise never see the light of day. It was a result of this deep-throat-style contact that Moore and his research partner, James Shandera, obtained in December 1984 a series of controversial and official-looking documents that detailed the existence of the work of the allegedly top-secret group known as Majestic 12. Understandably, the documents have detailed the existence of the work of the allegedly top-secret... Okay, yeah, I've already read that. Jesus Christ. So let's go down a little bit more. With respect to the leaking of documents, the story begins in 1984. UFO believer and producer James Shandera received an envelope that contained photographs of 8 pages of documents that appeared to be official briefing papers of Operation Majestic 12. This is the problem with a lot of these too, is like, there needs to kind of be some proof about this, you know what I mean? Like I said earlier, it's not that I don't believe in aliens, I 100% do. Like, to not believe in aliens is a pretty illogical thing to do. Like, considering how big the universe is, there's going to be aliens out there. So when you've got things like aliens, when you have like the Majestic 12 documentation, that can be an issue. You really need to have 100% proof. Somebody just can't send you a fucking envelope, because anybody could fake anything out there for sure. You sort of need that full-on proof. I usually believe things if like they get an envelope, they post something about it, and immediately the web page goes offline. Like the NSA fucking shut down the web server. Like that's 100% I'll believe it then, because when somebody's hiding somebody, when somebody's hiding something, it's like the Streisand effect. Like it's just, not only does it give credibility to what you're hiding, but people are going to find it then now even more. Like, it's going to happen. So that I will say. The Majestic Documents forensic analysis. Defenders of the Majestic Documents, such as Dr. Robert Wood and his son Ryan Wood, argued that the documents have survived rigorous forensic analysis. Hyder describes their effort. The Wood team was able to solicit the expertise of specialists in their authentication effort. For comparison of typewriter impressions, watermarks, James Black served as their primary expert. Mr. Black is a fellow of the Questioned Document section of the American Academy of Forensic Sciences and a former chairman of the Questioned Document Subcommittee of the American Society of Testing and Materials. For examination of paper, ink, and watermarks, the Wood team sought the services of Specken Forensic Laboratories. The effort to thoroughly examine the documents also produced problems. Heiser's notes. So this is sort of what they did. In order to prove that they were real, they got like forensic, an analyst to really look into the documents, and apparently from that, I guess they kind of proved that it was true, or they made a case to say that these actually must have come from a Majestic 12 facility, which sure, I guess I can respect. I mean, if somebody's willing to put that much effort, put their balls on the line, I can respect that. But let's go down over here. You have all sinned and deserve God's judgment. What does that have to do with Majestic 12? Okay. God, his Father, sent his only Son to satisfy the judgment for those who believe in him. Jesus, the Creator and eternal Son of God. Okay. Sure, I want to follow Jesus. Have I seen this website before? I feel like I have seen this website before. I feel like I've read that before, but, there's a lot of Jesus-y stuff that we come across with, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, now that I've looked further into this, this is a fringe website that like, literally goes into all of this, like, popular issues. It is just filled with it, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. I think we found a fucking gold mine. It's not just the Majestic 12 documents. They've got things like the 12th Imam, who is the anointed ruler, Age of Reason, Ancient Rome, Ancient Sumerians, cloning conspiracies, Gettysburg Address, Good versus Evil, Human Saw Human Trafficking, In God We Trust, Indus Valley, Marilyn Manson, Mark of the Beast, Mayan Gods, Miracle of Life. Dude, I'm going to have to write this page down. This is a god tier page imaginable. I'm going to have to save it just because this is a website we're going to have to come back to. Ladies and gentlemen, Fringe Pop may just be the greatest webpage imaginable. They cover everything. But of course, you have to be a follower of Jesus. So make sure to get those Jesus garments on. Get right in, because ladies and gentlemen, it gets fucking real. I gotta say, I love it. I do love it. But what I do know is, now that I know about Majestic 12, I'm going to ask you what you think about Ayla Mouse in the comment section below, if those documents are real. But for now, we're going to go to the next page. Oh man, dude, today should just be called a H+ video, dude, because we have found, like, probably a third thing about transhumanism. Welcome to the original and historic website of the Transhumanist Party. Man, today's day and age, there's a fucking party for every fucking goddamn political movement. Dear friends, supporters, and anyone interested, I found the Transhumanist Party on October 7, 2014. For over 2 years, I led its growth as the chairman and nominated 2016 U.S. presidential candidate. Wow, dude, I would so vote for that. I mean, given that you have elections with, like, absolutely shit tier people, why don't you just vote for the fucking Transhumanist Party? Like, at least they're progressive enough to think about cutting off my arms and replacing them with, like, super strong. You know what I mean? All right, let's get down to it. So, let's go. During that time, the party surprised everyone and became a prominent political entity that tens of millions of people heard about, likely trafficking fifth overall of all formal political parties in the 2016 U.S. elections. The party appealed to many places, from a speech in the World Bank to an AMA on 9 million member Reddit Futurology, to protesting the RNC and DNC conventions, to doing an interview with underground group Anonymous, to doing the opening keynote at the Financial Times Camp Alphaville, to consulting with the U.S. Navy, to be included in the U.S. Archives, to traveling for months across America on the Immortality bus. Okay, that is fucking respectful. That's a lot of accolades in one dude. God damn, I couldn't even do half those things. Below are the screenshots taken from the tablet of the historic and original Transhumanist Party website. Oh, from a tablet. Also included in the adapted form below is the original site. So this is the original Transhumanist website displayed on a lovely iPad. All right, for all your fucking viewing pleasure. Now, this is a historical look at it. Obviously, it's not active anymore, like the elections have long passed. But I would like to see 2020, the Transhumanist Party, come back. Now, they've been talking about, numerous members, all that good stuff. So this is the Transhumanist page of all things. They've got a Facebook page. They've got everything. One of the first rallies they've ever been to is the Transhumanist Party. That is to be respected. And, if you go to their original website, you can just read it right over here. So, putting science, health, and technology on the forefront of American politics. Let me see the values real quick. What we stand for. The Transhumanist Party is focused on policy rather than the politics is conventionally defined. We value initiatives and reforms that will improve the human condition for as many people as possible with as much beneficial impact as possible, and with regard for scoring political points or defeating the other side. We seek to achieve, so basically this is like a group that just wants to be scientific about everything, like, hey, this is what can make human lives better. Let's go for that. And these are the parties that I kind of would love to support, but obviously they'll never fucking win. So voting for one of these is kind of like literally just throwing away your vote. And yeah, with that mentality, none of these people will get elected, but it really is just throwing your fucking vote away. But the actual ideals they have are pretty good. They want to support life extensions through science and technology, support the cultural, societal, and political atmosphere, and they want to use science technology to eliminate various essential risks to the human species. So things like diseases, things like, hunger, for instance, they want to find effective, meaningful ways to counteract. This is important. This is what we fucking want to see in reality. And I think, a mindset like this is a lot better than any mindset any other political party sort of has. So, to be honest with you, I support the Transhumanist Party. If I was an American, I would be rallying for the Transhumanist Party without, I'm not even memeing over here 100%. Like, they have a far better fucking showcase of being for the people than any of the parties you can find in these days and ages. But that's what it is. So it's not exactly, Deus Ex style transhumanism, but it's humanism that is reaching towards the singularity to sort of push us. Now they've got FAQs, and this is what is the mission of they've got basically the 3 ideals that they work towards. Okay, congratulations. Now this is the dude behind it, Zoltan Istvan, who is a transhumanist aiming to put science, health, and technology at the forefront of humanity. Estimates that he has between 250,000 to 1 million supporters. Well, you know what? You've got one more into that, buddy. I'll be with you if you wanna give me the dong extension. That would be great. Looking into his life, he's like keynote speaker, panel moderator, debater, host, consultant. God damn, dude, that's a lot of things going for it. 2016 U.S. presidential run. He's got a bunch of books where you could talk about the transhumanist wager, the Jesus singularity. What is a Jesus singularity? And it's fiction too, so he's like trying to push that. The Jesus singularity has a dark vision for an all-powerful religious AI. Has a dark vision? Bro! Made possible by Deus Ex Mankind. I love it! Every time. This whole video is just fucking Deus Ex. This whole video is Deus Ex. That's it. This whole video is Deus Ex, dude. That's all it comes down to. I should just be wearing a long trench coat with like fucking glasses etched into my body. Because that's what it is. Made possible by Deus Ex, talking about AI. Bro, have we forgotten Shodan from fucking System Shock 2? We could toss that in as the evil Jesus AI. Oh God, I love it. I love the internet. It's the greatest thing ever. Like, everything just combines into one. Now, this is the immortality bus. Now, I've heard of the bang bus, but the immortality bus, that just seems fucking awesome as fuck. Now, I guess being on this bus grants you immortality. Otherwise, I'd be a little offended. Here it is, the immortality bus. Do you want to live forever? Do I want to? I mean, probably not. Living forever sounds kind of cool until you realize that life can get pretty fucking boring, okay? So, no. And do I want to witness the world getting shittier and shittier and shittier? Hell no. But let's go down to, do you want to be alive at 90? Fuck no, dude. Well, let's get down to it. Success. The Indiegogo campaign was founded and the Immortality Bus was built. Bullshit, there was an Indiegogo campaign. You're fucking kidding. There wasn't an Indiegogo campaign. I'm going to find this. I'm going to fucking find this. Dude, 36 fucking grand? What? Oh, so he's like driving a bus around to tell you about potential immortality in the future. I'm like, Jesus Christ. people will give money to anything on the beauty of fucking Indiegogo. Jesus Christ, the immortality bus, it actually got 36 grand. So basically the immortality bus tells you about how to live forever and the potential risks. Like, here you can read the nuclear war risk. Yeah, I mean, nuclear war typically has an anti-thing against, you know, the life of human beings. So yeah, I'm glad we're fucking talking about that. Jesus Christ. That is amazing. This is absolutely one of the best things ever. Today is a Transhumanist Day, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Transhumanist Day, all made possible by Deus Ex and games like it. So just to let you know, audience, if you want to live forever, find yourself that big brown immortality bus, get on it, and you'll learn how to keep on this planet till the end of times. That's all I can really say. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, today's Deep Boy video was an interesting one. Today's immortality video, I hope, will remain immortal forever. Now, ladies and gentlemen, transhumanism was the focal point. You know, sometimes we have aliens, sometimes we have conspiracies. Today, for the fucking first time, we have a video on how to truly live forever. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave the immortality debate to you, the audience. You can decide all you want. All I'm still stuck with is the serial killer Lane stuff. And I just want to get onto the immortality bus, honestly speaking. But that being said, though, I'm going to back out, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you liked what you saw. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Just like it if you dislike it. I am out.